Hi Pisces. So let's do a 4-layered spread to try to capture as much of the energy around you as we can. So I have 2 tarot decks, a Kipper deck, and an Oracle deck. So we're starting with 5 of Swords, 2 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Strength, 9 of Swords. Under this deck is the 6 of Wands. So Pisces, I can already tell that this is going to be a love reading, so let's prepare for that. So we'll take 6 of these tarot cards for our second layer. So there's the Hierophant, the High Priestess, Temperance, a lot of majors, 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 6 of Cups. Under this deck is the Knight of Swords. Then we're going to take 6 of these Kipper cards for our third layer. So we have Journey, Lovers, Occupation, Gift, Unexpected Income, Great Fortune. Under this deck is Community. And then finally, we're just going to take 2 of these Oracle cards. And then Pisces, we're going to really get into this for you. So we have Denial and Past Life Connection, and underneath this deck is Financial Goals. So Pisces, what I'm getting with this connection that you have with this person that you're dealing with, it feels like you are struggling to maybe get on the same page. It feels like you're struggling to find some kind of success in this. Maybe you feel like it hasn't been growing, or maybe you feel like you're on the wrong track or on the wrong page. It also feels like with community and financial goals here, it also feels like you have different, maybe you've come from completely different backgrounds, that the communities that you came from, or your roots, or whatever the cultures that you ideally, or that you idealize, or you resonate with, or you relate to, are completely different. And I'm seeing that perhaps that's part of the problem, is that whatever your past was, whatever your cultures are, your communities, it's sort of getting in the way. And same with finances. It could have to do with your communities, the way you view money. But I feel like there's just so many differences between the two of you that you feel like you're not compatible. But yet I can tell it's a very strong connection, because I'm seeing past life connection right here in the energy that exists between the two of you. So there's a strong bond. You're heavily influencing each other. I just saw 333 as I said that, but you feel like this is never going to work. This is just, there's too many obstacles in the way. So Pisces, if you feel like this is your reading, then let's really get into it. So the energy that exists between the two of you is Knight of Cups, 4 of Cups, Unexpected Income, and Past Life Connection. So there's definitely a lot of love, a lot of romance. It feels like when you are together, it feels like there's this unbreakable bond. When things are flowing between the two of you, it feels like it's like, this is your person. You've been in other lives with this person. On a soul level that you two belong together. It may have been unexpected, the way that you came together, the way you met, the way it might have felt like fate. It may have felt very fortuitous when the two of you first met. It feels like you had a very calming effect on each other. Maybe you're healing each other's heart chakras. But this to me feels like you got struck by Cupid when you met this person, that it was a surprise, but love really struck you, and that's how you got together in the first place. And I feel like that's what's kind of still keeping the two of you together. It was like when you came into the room together, the whole room lit up, is what I'm really getting. So that's why you can't deny. It feels like you can't deny this connection, but you also feel like it's impossible. So in your person's feelings, we have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like they want to change their mind, perhaps about the way that they have been investing in this, that they feel like they've invested a lot in this, but they're not really quite sure. They're not really quite sure if they're ready to take it to the next level or invest more. It's like they're pausing. They feel like stopping right now. They feel conflicted. They feel like they have to make a decision about this. Perhaps they know that they've been hot and cold with you. Maybe they've had other choices in the past, or maybe they were being pulled in a different direction. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a third party situation like an affair or dating other people, but it could just be their community was pulling them back and forth. And just because this feels like a mismatch in a 3D level. And so I feel like this person is kind of stuck right now and not being sure what to do. Should I invest more in Pisces, or should I just move on with my life? In their actions, they have the Two of Pentacles and Gift. So this is kind of more of that hot and cold type of energy. I feel like they know that they're doing that though. They come towards you in a really great way. You bond, you flow, everything feels good, but then they get second thoughts because perhaps of the culture or the community, and then they back off again, and they may go back to this community. They may go back to a third party, but they are definitely presenting themselves in this reading to be someone who goes back and forth, that they feel like you're a good investment, but then they back off again. So this is very interesting. And I feel like this is all based in stemming from the fact that there's definitely some karmic spaghetti here that needs to be untangled one way or another, because we are seeing past life connection. But you're completely stressed out. You are completely stressed out. You're thinking about the past. You're ruminating about the past connection that you have with this person, how you came together, how magical and beautiful it was in the beginning, and why is it like this now? This is giving me some kind of an idea to, in order to harmonize your heart space, to Pisces, to maybe meditate a little bit, because this is a very difficult energy for you to be feeling. This is in your emotions, and that's not good. That's very painful emotion-wise. So for somebody, this is really calling you to just try to meditate. If you can, pray to your angels, your guides, because that might help to bring some peace or harmony into your heart space. Your actions are strength and great fortune. I feel you know deep down on a spiritual level, and maybe not even that deep down. Maybe you just know, when you know that this is your person, and you felt it, they felt it, but now they're denying it. And so you're stressed out, but you're saying, but hold on a minute. Why can't we go back to the way it was? Why did everything have to change? Why did my person come towards me in a way that I felt like this was my forever person, but now is acting like they don't really care, or acting like there might be something more important? Why are they doing that? But you still have this fortitude and the courage to stay here, because you know that there is some karmic lesson here. You know there's something very important going on here, Pisces. So they see you as the Two of Swords and Journey. So they see you as being indecisive too, but I don't see you that way. So this tells me that they're probably projecting their own feelings, their own insecurities onto you and the relationship, because I don't see you wavering. I see you being very steadfast towards this relationship, but yet it's like they're saying, but Pisces is the one who is indecisive. Pisces is the one who can't make a decision in this. Pisces is the one who needs to approach me. So they're really just projecting this onto you, because their energy is very clearly the way that they are seeing you. And so I feel like there's a need here. I'm just getting this, especially with community here, because I feel like you have your own community of people too. So if their community is keeping you guys apart, I would suggest you go to your community and try to get some advice from like-minded friends, people you trust, family members, whoever that is for you, and try to get their perspective on this person, because you might be too close to the situation to really decide or understand what's happening between the two of you, because I do see denial here, which we're going to get to. But this person is very heavily projecting onto you, and that's never a good or healthy type of situation. That's someone who's not healed and they're not doing the healing. So you see them as the Knight of Pentacles and occupation. So I think you see them as someone who just avoids this situation, perhaps throws themselves into their work, or understands that they can avoid dealing with you if they are busy, or if they're pretending to be busy, or if they're actually busy. They could just be, just throwing themselves completely into their work in order to not have to make this decision, that clearly they have to make a decision between you and the community or whoever this is for them. But they're not. They're just avoiding it, and they're putting the blame on you, saying you're the one. Pisces is the one who's not making the decision. I don't need to do anything. Look at how hard I'm working. I'm out of this. So like it's they're not accepting the accountability or how they present themselves to you in this situation. But let's look at their intentions. Because in their intentions, we have the Five of Swords and the Hierophant. So this is not someone who really is planning to bring you something that is of any substance. The Five of Swords is about lying. It's about deceit. And this is in their intentions. So this does not feel like a healed energy. It doesn't at all. It doesn't feel like someone who plans on doing the healing. This is someone who plans on staying in the background, but pretending that they are this upstanding citizen, pretending that they're doing everything they can because they're working so hard. But it's really deceitful. It's deceitful that they're saying, I'm working so hard, so why can't you understand that's the credit that I am due. Hopefully I'm explaining this right. Because it prevents them from having to make a decision about committing fully to this or committing fully to you. So they're really lying to themselves, they're lying to you, and they don't plan on doing anything about that. They plan on just staying in the background and doing the hard work, and then having denial, by saying, but can't you see how hard I'm working? Like, what? Like, why are you nagging me kind of energy. In your intentions, you have the Four of Swords and Temperance. I love this for you because your intention is just to find inner balance. It's about you finding harmony. It's about you finding balance. Perhaps even you're still willing to compromise with this person, but I wouldn't suggest it. The cards wouldn't suggest it. I think that you're tougher than you think you are, and that, again, I'm getting a strong, strong pull to this community card. Ask the people you trust. Ask your friends, your most trusted confidants, what they think about this situation, because they might see it more clearly than you do. And that may be where you can get this peace and this balance and this healing that you need, so that you stop maybe perhaps chasing this person, or stop allowing this person to deceive you into thinking that one day they're going to fully commit, when really they have no intention of doing that at all. So the energy that keeps the two of you together are the Eight of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Lovers, and Denial. I think that this feels a bit like a codependency, that perhaps there are things that each of you bring to the table that each one of you respectively feels like you can't do without each other. So maybe one of you provides the finances, or one of you provides something, a house, maybe you live together, but there's some kind of a codependency here. And I also think because of the way you met and how strong that bond was, and this idea that you got struck by Cupid, it's making you, I think, feel, and perhaps this person, that this was a fated event because you were meant to be together with the lovers. But this feels to me more like a karmic situation, in the sense that you're being asked to intuitively understand that this person was brought into your life, and with such force, that it was meant to teach you something. The pain that you're experiencing right now in your emotions with this Nine of Swords was meant to teach you how to untie your karmic spaghetti, how to find the strength in yourself to understand that this was meant to be a lesson. It was disguised as your true love. It was disguised as this is your forever person, but that was the lesson for you to ascertain whether or not this was your person. The cards are saying this feels like a codependency, and that your intuition will, if you listen deeply to your intuition, you will understand and accept this situation for the unhealthy cycle that it's really in. So Pisces, ask your community, because if you're hearing from your friends and your confidants and your mom or whoever you talk to, if you're hearing from these people that this has red flags all over it, I would probably consider their advice, because the cards are saying that too. That yes, you feel a strong bond, but that's a karmic bond. That's not an actual soulmate type of bond. So there you go, Pisces. That is your love reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.